be taken for Christendom, and it sent a message as clear as a church bell. The Reconquista wasn't a legend anymore. It was happening. Down south, the Taifas panicked, so they called for help. And from across the strait came new players, the Almoravids, a hardline Muslim dynasty from North Africa, cloaked in black veils, mounted on camels, and preaching strict Islamic law. They crossed the Strait of Gibraltar like the Umayyads had 3 centuries before, except this time to save Al-Andalus, not conquer it. At first, they did well. In 1086, the Almoravids crushed Alfonso VI at the Battle of Zagayas, halting the Christian advance for an entire generation. But, and I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, power corrupts fast in the Iberia. Within decades, the Almoravids softened, splintered, and lost their zeal. And soon enough, they themselves needed saving. So another stricter movement replaced them, the Almohads. The Almohads made the Almoravids look like hippies. They rebuilt the Southern Empire, enforced puritanical Islam, and even pushed north again. In 1195, they handed the Christians a major defeat yet again. For a moment, it looked like history might repeat itself, that the cross would crumble before the crescent again. But then came 1212. United for once under a rare moment of Christian cooperation, Castile, Aragon, Navarre, even crusaders from France met up and faced the Almohad army at Las Navas de Tolosa, deep in Al-Andalusian hills. The battle was brutal, chaotic, and decisive, often credited by scholars as the Battle of the Two Fates. Whoever would win was going to rule over the Iberian Peninsula. Naturally, in a decisive war, whether we like it or not, one has to win. And the winners were the Christians. The Christian broke through the Almohad camp and shattered their army. That was the moment Al-Andalus truly began to fall apart for good. Over the next century, the Christian rolled south, swallowing cities like Cordoba in 1236, Valencia in 1238, and Seville in 1248. By the mid-1200s, Muslim Spain was gone. Almost. Only one last kingdom held out, Granada. Granada, tucked beneath the Sierra Nevada mountains, was the last jewel of Al-Andalus. Small, wealthy, and clever enough to survive by diplomacy. Its rulers, the Nasrids, paid tribute to Castile, married their daughters into Christian courts, and essentially made sure the Reconquista didn't finish for a whopping 200 extra years. 200 years of walking on political tightropes. But every rope frays eventually. By the late 1400s, the Christian kingdoms had united under Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile, aka the famous Catholic monarchs. Their marriage merged Spain into one superstate. The Kingdom of Granada became their honeymoon prize. In 1482, the Catholic monarchs launched a 10-year campaign to finish what Pelayo had started 7 centuries earlier. Fortress by fortress, valley by valley, they closed the noose around the city. Finally, on January 2nd, 1492, under the shadow of the Alhambra Palace, the last Muslim ruler handed over the keys to the city to Ferdinand and Isabella. After 781 years, the Reconquista was finally over. The crescent lowered, the cross raised. Spain was whole, or at least that's what they told themselves. In reality, it was the end of one era and the violent birth of another. Because that same year, in 1492, a certain Italian sailor named Christopher Columbus